What would you do if your phone warned you about something that looked exactly like you? What if the message came from your own number, but you were already standing outside your door? Welcome to The Last Message, a story where the enemy is not a ghost, not a demon, but your shadow trying to replace you. Part 1, The Message Outside the Door. Daniel Ward had never believed in anything supernatural. He was a software engineer, logical, practical, skeptical. But on that cold, rainy Wednesday night, his entire world was about to flip into something no logic could explain. It was 1:53 a.m. when the storm outside shook the windows like someone pounding on the glass. Daniel sat alone in his dim bedroom, the only light coming from the bluish glow of his phone. He scrolled mindlessly, trying to drown out the loneliness that had settled into his life since he moved into the old apartment 6 months earlier. Suddenly, ping! A notification appeared on his screen. Unknown number. Don't open the door. Daniel frowned. His first thought, stupid prank, but he almost ignored it. But something about the wording felt urgent. He typed back, "Who is this?" A few seconds of silence. Then another message appeared. "You don't have much time." The phone almost slipped from his hand. "Okay, this isn't funny," Daniel muttered. And then it happened. A soft creak echoed from the hallway. Someone or something was standing outside his apartment door. Daniel felt a cold shiver travel up his spine. He stood up slowly, heart pounding. The storm's rumble seemed to fade as the hallway fell into an unnatural silence. Ping. Another message. "I'm telling you the truth. Don't let it in." Daniel swallowed hard. He walked toward the bedroom door and peeked down the dark hallway leading to the entrance. A faint shadow stretched under the main door, long, motionless. He whispered to himself, "Probably just a neighbor." But deep down, he knew the shadow was too still, too patient. Ping. Another message. This one froze his blood. "I'm not the one standing there." "What?" Daniel whispered. His breath shook. His hands trembled. This message felt different, personal, terrifyingly specific. Then the door handle twitched. Someone was definitely outside. Daniel's heart hammered against his chest. He grabbed a kitchen knife not because he believed something supernatural was happening, but because any intruder was still dangerous. The phone buzzed again, but this time the sender ID changed. It wasn't an unknown number anymore. It was his own phone number. Daniel's knees nearly buckled. "How? That's impossible!" He opened the message with shaking fingers. "Whatever you do, don't open that door." He stared at the abandoned hallway. The shadow under the door grew darker, broader, as if the figure outside leaned closer. Thunder cracked outside. The lights flickered. Daniel took a step forward. His phone buzzed again. "Daniel, listen to me. If you open that door, you won't survive." His breathing grew shallow. Was he losing his mind? Was this some elaborate hack? A prank? He needed to know. Slowly, Daniel approached the door. His fingers hovered inches above the knob. Silence. Then, tap, tap, tap.
3 soft knocks, not loud, not forceful, almost rehearsed. Daniel whispered shakily, "Who's there?" No answer, just breathing, slow, heavy breathing behind the door. The knob turned a little on its own. Daniel panicked and stepped back. His phone buzzed violently. A long string of messages appeared rapidly. "Don't stop. Back away. It's not me. It's not human." Daniel felt sweat roll down his temple. His voice trembled. "Not human? What does that even mean?" Suddenly, a final message appeared. "It's your shadow. It wants your place. If you see it, run." At that exact moment, the door slowly creaked open. A cold wind rushed inside. The lights flickered and stabilized. Standing in the doorway was Daniel. Same hair, same clothes, same height, but the face was hidden in complete darkness, like someone wearing a mask made of pure shadow. No eyes, no mouth, just a soft, unnatural smile forming in the darkness. The figure stepped forward. Daniel dropped the knife. His phone slipped from his hand. "What are you?" he whispered. The shadow face tilted its head unnaturally, like it was studying him. Then it spoke, with his own voice, but hollow, echoed, wrong. "I'm what you become when you stop looking behind you." Daniel stumbled backward, terrified. The shadow doppelganger smiled wider. Then everything went black. Daniel woke up to darkness. Not the darkness of a room, but the darkness of a box. He tried to move, but his arms and legs felt pinned. Claustrophobic panic struck him like a wave. "Hello!" he screamed. His voice echoed back, faint and muffled. He shoved upward. Wood? Plaster? His heart stopped. Was he inside the walls? But then he heard something. Footsteps. Outside. Someone moved around his apartment. Someone breathing. Someone humming softly. Someone that sounded exactly like him. No, 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 Daniel gasped. He banged on the walls with everything he had. The footsteps paused. A voice, his voice, spoke calmly from the other side of the wall. "Daniel, don't be loud. You'll ruin everything." The shadow doppelganger. Daniel's throat tightened. "What do you want? Let me go." A soft laugh. "I already have what I want." Daniel's eyes widened. He understood. It replaced him. Outside the wall, the shadow version moved around the apartment like it had always lived there. Daniel heard it opening drawers, walking on the wooden floor, humming familiar tunes. It was practicing being him. "No, please, stop," Daniel begged. The voice came again, calm, cold, precise. "You humans don't understand your shadows. You think they just follow you. But we watch, we learn, we wait for the moment your senses weaken, and then we take our turn."
Daniel felt faint. "You're not a shadow," he whispered. "You're a monster." A slow exhale. "I'm the reflection you abandoned long ago, Daniel. The part of you that wanted a new life. I simply stepped in." Daniel screamed and slammed his fists until they bled. But outside, his shadow self walked toward the door. He heard the locks click. The doppelganger said gently, "I'm going to meet your coworkers now. They'll like me more than they ever liked you." Stop! Don't you! The footsteps faded down the hallway. Daniel pushed harder. He felt the plaster weakening. He shoved until the wall cracked, dust filling his lungs. Finally, crash! He broke through. He tumbled onto the floor, gasping for air. His apartment was dark and cold, but empty. He forced himself up, every muscle shaking. He ran outside. The stairway lights flickered as he descended. The building felt unreal, like a nightmare overlapping with the real world. When he reached the street, he saw his doppelganger walking casually across the road, blending into the morning crowd like a normal human. He shouted, "Hey, stop!" The doppelganger slowly turned around. No one else noticed. The shadow face shimmered for a moment, then turned into Daniel's face, perfectly, completely. The two looked identical, except only the real Daniel was breathing heavily, bleeding, terrified. People looked at him, not the shadow. "Are you okay?" they asked. But Daniel couldn't respond, because behind them, his doppelganger smiled at him with Daniel's flawless face and mouthed silently, "Now I'm real. You're the shadow." Daniel froze. The figure turned and walked away into the crowd. Daniel felt something inside him collapsing, something fading. He looked down at his hands. They were getting darker, transparent, like smoke, like he was evaporating into shadow itself. "No! No! No!" The world around him dimmed. Voices sounded distant. The last thing he saw was the shadow version of himself stepping into a taxi, waving at him, as if saying goodbye. And then Daniel drifted into nothingness, into darkness, into the place where shadows wait for their turn.